How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to ask one of the most powerful questions you can ever ask that will tell you where your frequency is and what you need to do to shift into that positive light. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Just charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive state. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, if there's something that resonates with you in this episode, if you're on YouTube or Spotify, you can actually leave a comment below. Not only does that help me know what resonated with you or what you enjoy, but someone might read your comment and it might inspire them to give this episode a listen. I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world, and the best way to do that is together. So whether you leave a positive comment or share this with somebody, it means the absolute world to me, and I could never thank you enough. But let's dive into today's episode. So this perspective, I'm going to try to do it from two different ways. I'm going to ask you the question and allow your mind to really process it and listen to what it says first, not when the logic starts coming in, not when the negotiation starts happening. What is your first response to this question? And then I'm going to give it to myself and tell you my first response and how I got there. So here's the question. So really just clear your mind for a moment, get ready for this question, and allow what comes to come. What is possible for you? I'm going to ask it again. What is possible for you? Whatever you said, whatever you felt is a powerful indicator of your current state of being. What you believe is possible for you indicates the frequency that you operate in. What you believe is allowed to be possible for you is an indicator of the frequency that you're operating in. Now, my answer to this question has certainly changed over the years, and you have that power too. You get to decide the answer. And the more you think, act, and move in alignment to what you say the answer is, the more that becomes the belief. When it becomes the belief, you're able to receive it. So the question is, what is possible for me? The first thing that comes to my mind now is anything. Anything is possible because I know what I am. I know what you are. We are creators and observers of our experience. You can create anything. You can observe anything. You create what it is you observe. That starts with the thoughts. That starts with the vision. And then, of course, everything else that you're experiencing. So if you're not in control of what you're observing, that funnel that you see the world in, then you're not in control of your creative power. So your answer to that question is probably limited. It wouldn't be anything. If I set out to be a billionaire, I know now that I could be it. If I set out to be the most famous person on the planet, I know now that I could be it. If I set out to create something that would change the world, I know now that I could do it. Now, it's not as simple as just saying, I'm going to do this and it happens. I know the process, meaning I know it starts with the thought, then it starts with the actions, and then you continue to reinforce it again. You speak it, you listen to it, you visualize it over and over, and then you act and work in alignment with it. It will become the reality. I know that now. And even more powerful, I know that when you connect to the energy of what it is that you desire, it cannot be stopped. Maybe it's not created in this life, but it will be created. You become a moving force in that energy, and this life, this short experience that you're having, no longer becomes a limiting factor in it. You become a part of the wave. No matter what happens to the body, you and your mission cannot be destroyed. That's how deep your belief has to go. Now, you don't have to say that you want to become a billionaire. That's a big goal. You don't have to say that you want to be the most famous person on the planet. That's a big goal. And that may not align with you. You see, the goal is, or the true path is healing. Finding that love. So whatever experiences that you've had, whatever pain, trauma, whatever you've gone through, that's where you start. You start with healing that. Once you realize that you can heal that, the path will present it. The desire, the thought in your mind of what it is that you're supposed to be will start showing itself. Most of us lost that voice as children. So the voice is still at a child's level. Because we spoke at a young age, I want to be an astronaut. I want to do this. I want to be this. And somebody shot it down. Maybe just one person shotting it down saying, you're not going to do that. You make sure you pay attention in school so you can get a good job just in case it doesn't work out. Or you can't date that person because, whatever reason, somebody put the doubt in your mind. And it could have been repetitive. Could have been your parents being negative, never saying that anything's possible. Could have been the school system, the community, whatever it is. It stopped that belief system, that guidance system that was telling you what to be. It's not about reaching the result. Meaning if your vision is to be an astronaut, it's not about actually becoming an astronaut. It's thinking about the person that you would be as an astronaut and then honoring and becoming that person. The result doesn't matter. You'll get the fulfillment from conducting yourself in alignment with the goal, not actually achieving the goal. If you're only happy when, if you're only happy if you're only fulfilled once the thing is completed, you'll be empty. Your fulfillment has to come from the process because there is only now. There is never then. So again, ask yourself this question. What is possible for you? Challenge yourself. There's something bigger than what you said initially. There's something more than what came to your mind. In fact, maybe the original thing or the powerful thing came to mind first and then you shut it down. When I said, what is possible for you, you instantly went, you want more money because you want to create something big. Maybe you want to live a life of travel. You want to explore. You want to do all of these things, whatever it is, and you need the financial abundance to do it. And so your mind went to, I want to be a millionaire, and then the logic shot it down. People with money are evil. People take from others. That's how they got money. Whatever came to mind. Or maybe you said, I want to be joy. I want to be somebody that's just a light to the world. And then you immediately shut it down saying, you can't do that. You're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. You're not a good speaker. Whatever that voice that shut you down, that ceiling that reinforced itself saying, you can't go past that. That's your opportunity. Start to understand, why did I challenge that thought? Why didn't I listen to my heart when it said that you're going to be a singer one day? You're going to be an artist one day. You're going to be a fireman one day. Whatever it is, why did we stop that? It's the society that we're in. So many people think to have, someone else can't. So many people see the world from their own eyes, and so they limit others based on their own perception. I can no longer be limited by your belief system. I can no longer be limited by the world's belief system because I recognize now that I am no longer a part of the world. I was operating thinking I was, but now I realize we are experiencing the world. And once you make that shift of knowing that the world is an experience for you, but it is not you, it gives you your power back. You can do and be anything you desire, but pick love, pick healing, be an uplifting force. Make sure when you rise, all others rise around you. Give the energy that you receive. Do it with goodness. People can achieve massive amounts of wealth and do terrible things. People can achieve massive amounts of wealth and be impactful and loving and change the world. The who you are is what matters, not what you have. The accomplishes don't matter. It's who you are while you do them. So ask yourself again, what is possible for me? What is my ceiling? What am I supposed to be? And then chase that. You will find your circle. Maybe the people that are around you now will have a hard time accepting the shift because they'll feel like they lost somebody. They'll feel like they lost a person they knew. But that person that you were being was not true to you. What type of experience is that? If you truly love somebody, you wouldn't want them to do that. You wouldn't want them to live a life that's based on what you desire. You would say, go be you. Find your path, even if that means it doesn't include me. That's selfless energy. That's what you need to start giving yourself, the person that you are, the chance to live the life that you desire. And you know what? Some people will accept it, some won't. But those that do, the people that are around for that uprising, they'll benefit so much. They'll be along for it and see the greatness that you become, whatever that is. So again, what's possible for you? Set the bar high, increase your vision, and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. And if you're ready to level up, if you want to make a shift and you want information about my group, Freedom Fundamentals, this is what we do in there. We tackle health, wealth, and happiness all together. It's a community-based group. We have calls multiple times a week. The basic group has calls Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. We are talking about expanding in the wealth there. The premise of it is real estate, but we also build in the mindset piece so that you can become the person that expands abundantly, whatever that means to you. If you want more information on this, the best way to reach out is via Instagram or the link down below. If you fill that out, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.